the riders are in the gate and firing up, ready for the final round in the Supercross by Honda.
The bikes have all been steam cleaned. The riders have slipped on fresh jerseys. Everybody putting their best foot forward. Supercross was invented right here in Daytona Beach.
The 250cc bikes. There's number 5, Guy Cooper. Remember, he finished 3rd in the very first moto here today. He's looking for a win in the final.
And another strong rider on the Kawasaki is number 7, Jeff MATIASEVICH. He finished 2nd in heat number 2. He might have won that heat had he not got just a little bit crossed up when he tried to do a triple jumper.
And the favorite of many here today, also on a Kawasaki, is number 3. That, of course, is Jeff Ward. Turns 30 this year. He finished 2nd in heat number 3 and looks for his very first victory.
But this may be the man to beat. On his number 8 Honda, Jean-Michel Bayle from France. He finished 1st in heat number 3 and made it look effortless, just 21 years of age.
Of course, Steve, you can't count out number 230, Larry Brooks, on the Kawasaki. Remember, he was the winner of the very first heat, but he's pointed out he has a visibility problem if the course gets really ruddy and muddy because he wears glasses. And looking to make history with 3 in a row here today, Jeff Stanton on the Honda, the winner of heat number 2. Only one other man has ever won 3 races here. That's Bob HANNA. Earlier, he talked with Steve.
Well, Bob HANNA, in thoroughbred racing, they call horses that win more in the mud than the dry mudders. Who are the mudders in Supercross?
Oh, I'd say Jeff Stanton's probably one of the best here.
Is it strength more than anything else?
It's strength, but a combination of willpower, not giving up, and having a lot of mud experience. And Stanton comes from Michigan. It rains every other day there, so I think he'd have the best shot at it with a good start.
Bob HANNA, with little regard for the weather in Michigan. They're at the gate. They're lined up. They're set to go. The riders now, eyes focused on the gate. This is the final of the Supercross at Daytona. The gate comes down, and they're off and running.
And it is Jeff Stanton on Honda number 1 with a tremendous start. He is leading it, and we have got a melee.
Riders down all over the place, at least 8 of them. Jeff Stanton took the lead. Jean-Michel Bayle is down as well. The rest of the field rapidly pulling away. Another couple of riders down. So this course is taking its toll. Here's the start again, Steve.
It's just about the middle of the pack to the right side of your screen, and it's a chain reaction. Impossible to say exactly what might have triggered it. You figure that out for yourself, but you're going to see, as Paul said, as many as 8 riders go down. The safety equipment apparently paying off, as there doesn't appear to be any lingering injuries on them as they try to get back up now and get back in this, the biggest motocross of them all.
Again, the good news is that the ground is soft and moist, and that helps eliminate injuries. It's Jeff Stanton at the top, then Michael Craig on number 88, then Denny Stevenson on 23. Jeff Ward runs in 4th place on number 3, then Mike Jones, and then Vince Devane.
Michael Craig running in 2nd on that number 88 bike right there. He comes from the hot desert. Oh, and look at him cross that bike up in the air. And a little bit too crossed up. He wasn't showing off. It may have looked like that. He was trying to get the maximum distance and a triple jump as MATIASEVICH tried earlier.
I'm surprised he saved it all, as Stevenson now is trying to hold off a charging Jeff Ward. Stevenson on 23. That's Jeffy right behind him.
And here is the bike for that 6th position. MATIASEVICH on the 7 bike. Mike Jones on 79, and Damon Bradshaw, the 18-year-old from Charlotte, on the number 11 Yamaha.
MATIASEVICH solidly at 6 now. Now here comes Damon Bradshaw up to challenge Mike Jones, and Bradshaw comes past Jones, and he picks up 7th place. Jones back to 8.
And now in front of Damon Bradshaw will be Jeff MATIASEVICH on the green number 7 machine. And Jeff has a new feature here, some ribbons flying from his bike. He apparently got some of the course markers on that number 7 machine that he rides with such abandon. Paul, I don't think those are there.
An excursion close to the edge of the course for MATIASEVICH, and he picks up one of the flags, the streamers, that line this course in some places. Right behind him, there is the 11 machine. That's Damon as he tries to close down and take 6th place away from MATIASEVICH. Now he's tangled up in the streamer a little bit too. It's kind of like that air-to-air combat they have with radio-controlled airplanes. MATIASEVICH has 6. There's 7th place. Damon Bradshaw on number 11. As they both chase one another around here, out in front of the field, it is Jeff Stanton.
I wonder what would happen if somebody rides up on the back of MATIASEVICH and rides right over that ribbon. It might put right up the motorcycle. I don't know how strong they are.
MATIASEVICH still holding off Bradshaw on number 11. But MATIASEVICH slows down a little bit in that corner. Bradshaw takes a little different line and continues his fight. The fight is for 6th place. Just ahead, the 106 bike is the 5th place rider. That's Chris Devane, as MATIASEVICH is closing down on him, while Bradshaw is worrying MATIASEVICH. We'll be back with more of the Daytona
And the AMA Camel Supercross by Honda. Here's a fight for 8th spot, number 79, Mike Jones, the Pennsylvania rider on the Suzuki, followed by Kyle Lewis from California on his Yamaha, rider number 81. Out front is Jeff Stanton trying to make it 3 in a row.
On the charge is Jean-Michel Bayle. He just moved past the 21 bike of Dean Manson. Now he comes around Mike Jones and sets his sights on 81 Kyle Lewis. Lewis is just ahead, but Bayle, who was in that early crash, boy, look at him ride. There he goes. He is now past Kyle Lewis and moving forward in this field, trying to catch up to the leader, Jeff Stanton.
This is the show here at Daytona. Watching a world-class rider, in fact, a past world champion in the long European-style motocross, really pick this field apart after falling early on. This has been fantastic to watch.
Of course, a day like this is not nearly the challenge for Bayle that it may be for many of the other riders. He's accustomed to riding 40 straight minutes at a time on those European motocrosses. So this is not quite as tiring for Bayle. It is troublesome, though, that he has to fight his way up through the field.
Well, it makes you wonder what might have happened. What if Bayle had not been involved in that early problem? Where would he be? Would he be up there with Stanton? I really wonder, though, if even a rider of his caliber is going to be able to get to this back and get even any kind of a shot at Stanton. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Dave Arnold, the team manager for Honda. Stanton looks great, but Jean-Michel Bayle is making a great charge. Can he get up and challenge for the lead?
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure the lead right now, but it is a very long lap time. It's going to be a long main event. It's possible he could get in there for the lead. The pack between 2nd place and about 5th is very tight. Right now, I'm just trying to optimistically hope that he can catch Jeff Ward.
You had to be disappointed with the start that he got.
Yeah, I saw him pile up in the first turn. I tried to jump out there to help him. As the rule states, you can help up to the first turn, and there was just too many guys out there. I thought I'd get run over, so he was on his own. I was disappointed, yeah.
It's a great charge. We wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Steve?
Well, Gary, I certainly do not blame Dave Arnold for not running out into that melee and trying to help him. There we see Jeff Stanton. He's going to be making Arnold happy, though. He is making mincemeat out of the field here so far. As we said earlier, he's from Michigan. He's learned to race in the rain. And here is the race for the 4th position, Paul. 3, Denny Stevenson.
Right behind him is MATIASEVICH on number 7, then Michael Craig on 88. 11 is Damon Bradshaw. They all run right together. MATIASEVICH tries to close down on Stevenson. Can't get the job done. But everyone fighting for 4th place, running right together there. There's MATIASEVICH. Finally gets his way past Stevenson.
And Yamaha was really counting on 11 Damon Bradshaw to give the Hondas more trouble than he's able to do right now.
At the same time, number 8, Jean-Michel Bayle, is closing down on number 11, Damon Bradshaw, in 7th place.
This course is hard enough to ride for Jeff Stanton out front with not much pressure. Imagine what it's like for Jean-Michel Bayle trying to move up on that number 8 Honda.
Stevenson comes over the jump on number 23. There's MATIASEVICH on number 7, just ahead of Stevenson as they work their way around the course once again. Now, it has not rained for some time here, so to some degree, the course is cleaning itself up just a little bit, and visibility isn't nearly the problem that it was earlier in the day.
And for some of the riders, there may be a bit more traction as it dries out. Again, we see Bayle trying to close in.
Stevenson trying to catch MATIASEVICH at the same time. Craig is trying to catch Stevenson. That's where the battle is right now. Boy, look at number 88, Craig, as he closes down behind Stevenson through the jumps. They both come around a slower rider down into the rut. Boy, almost loses it there. And taking advantage of the situation is Bayle, who is right there challenging and passing now number 88, Michael Craig, and beginning to challenge Stevenson on 23. He cruises right past, and Bayle loses it. Bayle is off the bike the second time today.
Bayle was up on the pegs. It was motocross art we were watching, and suddenly his feet got off those pegs. He was in trouble. There was nothing he could do. He has lost 2 positions back to 10th. He rides with his body like a shock absorber. Watch him here, off the seat, letting the motorcycle do all the movement underneath it. But suddenly, he loses one of those pegs right there, and he's in deep trouble.
And takes a whale of a hit, tries to stay on the bike, but can't get it done. So Jean-Michel Bayle, for the second time today, finds himself firmly implanted in the dirt. And at the same time, problems being reported for the number 23 bike. That, of course, is Denny Stevenson. As Stevenson finds himself off the edge of the course and trying to get restarted as well. Out of the field, well, none other than Jeff Stanton. There he is, number 1. Can he make it 3 in a row? It seems very possible right now. He is without question the class of this event. We'll be back with more from Daytona.
Back in Daytona, Jeff Stanton is riding like Superman on that number 1 Honda, trying to make history and make it 3 in a row. But look at this. Jean-Michel Bayle, after the ball, is back up. He just took 5th away from Damon Bradshaw, and he made that look very easy. Paul Bradshaw is one of the toughest young customers on the circuit.
I'm not so sure that Bradshaw is riding as well as he can. He may be experiencing some sort of problem. And look at that, Bradshaw reaches up and grabs his goggles and just pitches them away. So Jeff Stanton leads. Jeff Ward is second. MATIASEVICH third, then Michael Craig and Jean-Michel Bayle. 2 falls is up to 5th place. As we take a look at the rest of the top 10, the real class here continues to be Jean-Michel Bayle. He's having a spectacular run despite 2 incidents on the circuit.
And here is that fight between Michael Craig, 88, Jean-Michel Bayle, number 8, on the move, and Damon Bradshaw trying to strike back, even though he has no eye protection, apparently.
Number 88, Michael Craig, has 4th place, but here comes Jean-Michel Bayle right behind him and charging just as hard as he can. What a spectacular run for Bayle here today. Can he get past the 88 bike, Michael Craig? Well, for the moment, Craig is able to hold him off just a bit.
And Michael Craig might have a bit of a disadvantage following that 88 bike. He's from the center of Southern California, Motocross, El Cajon, California, where it doesn't rain for months at a time. Bayle has done all of his growing up on motorcycles in Europe, where it rains all the time. He certainly has the soggy track experience.
Despite the fact that the course is drying a bit, you still see off those rear wheels some of that black dirt getting out behind as Bayle tries to catch Craig. And Bayle is trying to position the bike so he doesn't catch the full brunt of it whenever he can.
And he has tempered himself just a little bit after that fall. You can see he's adjusted his style. He's spending a little more time on the seat to get more traction. When you're up in the air, that's fine. You're not suffering the abuse because you have no weight over that rear wheel. And you can see the crews egging everybody on. The green shirts rooting for Michael Craig.
I don't think there's any question about Bayle's approach to this thing now, where before he might have charged Craig very hard through this area. Look how gently, if that is the word you can use, how gently he now moves up on the back end of Craig, looking now for the opportunity to come by, and Bayle almost loses again.
Oh, and look at this pass. Jean-Michel Bayle has taken 4th away from Michael Craig. Just some amazing riding.
And look, he bobbles it again, and Craig closes down, but Bayle continues to hold the position. A 4th mistake now for Bayle today. That's very much unlike him, and it's costing him dearly. If it weren't for these problems, he could be up front traveling and fighting against Stanton.
And he almost dropped it in the same place as before. Let's right now go down to Gary Gerald.
Steve, it's no coincidence, of course, that Jean-Michel Bayle leads the championship point standings this year. He has terrific outdoor experience on the longer cross-type courses as a 2-time world champion in Europe. Now, on this long course at Daytona, after that horrendous start, he's come all the way from 20th to get a top 5 spot. He's the focal point of all the attention of the people in the grandstands. He is putting on a determined ride, trying to get his 4th victory of this year.
Gary, what about Damon Bradshaw's goggles? What's the story on that?
Damon Bradshaw, who comes here fresh from a victory in Atlanta, is now without any protection at all for his eyes. Just past the midway point of the race, he came by and threw his goggles to the sideline. He has no tear-offs. He's just trying to stay out of traffic now, but in 6th place, his opportunity to challenge for the lead appears to be diminished. But how he's competing with all of that mud and dirt being thrown up in his face at this point is one of the minor mysteries of this competition. A tough, young 18-year-old Charger.
Watching that fight now for 5th place between 88 Michael Craig and number 11 Damon Bradshaw. Bradshaw closed in and was right there just seconds ago, but as he got on the back of the 88 machine, he was forced to drop back. I wonder if that was visibility.
Well, it may be.